Okay, picture this. You're right in the middle of a conversation. You open your mouth to make this absolutely brilliant point, and suddenly, just nothing. You reach into that mental filing cabinet, and the drawer is completely empty. No ideas, no words, just a vast blank expanse. It's a wildly common experience, right? But it's actually kind of bizarre when you stop to think about it. What is actually happening in your head during those freeze moments?
In that moment, it feels exactly like your mind just stopped working, literally like a machine that ran out of fuel. But we've got to ask ourselves, during that terrifying split second where your mental engine just completely seizes up, is your brain truly empty? Can this incredibly complex supercomputer actually run out of thoughts? Or is there something else going on behind the scenes? Just nothing. That one solitary word perfectly captures the feeling. You search, and you find absolutely nothing. But as we're about to see in this explainer, that feeling is hiding a much, much more fascinating reality. Your brain never stops. Let's look at the hidden action.
So, here's the ultimate twist. Despite that feeling of absolute nothingness, your mental engine is actually roaring along. Your brain is literally never completely silent. Even when you swear your mind is blank, it's highly active. It's constantly processing information from your surroundings, it's regulating your bodily functions, and it's generating this constant hum of background activity. So technically, you are never out of thoughts. They're just operating in the shadows, totally out of your conscious awareness.
System overload and congestion, the blank mind illusion. Now, if the brain is constantly running all those background processes, why do we experience that terrifying silence? Well, having no thoughts at all is an illusion. The reality is that you simply have no accessible thoughts. The thoughts are in there, for sure, but they're locked away where your conscious mind just can't reach them right now. So why do they suddenly become inaccessible? Think about your triggers for a second. You're overwhelmed, you're exhausted, you're under intense pressure. When your mental system experiences these states, it acts exactly like a computer trying to open way too many heavy programs all at once. It's a total system overload. Instead of producing clear, articulate thoughts, everything stalls. Your brain just hits a bottleneck. To quote the research, it's like trying to hear one voice in a crowded room. Feeling like you have no thoughts often actually means you have way too many. Your brain is frantically processing so much information and stress at exactly the same time that nothing becomes clear enough to focus on. When 100 voices yell at once, it just blends into static. It blends right into silence.
The power of focus, attention, and the background.
You see, thoughts don't just magically announce themselves. They require your active attention. When your focus drops, those thoughts don't just disappear into thin air. They simply drift into the background of your mind and go on standby. This is exactly why during moments of complete relaxation or extreme boredom, like staring at a wall or taking a long shower, your mind suddenly starts wandering again. The system overload clears, your focus shifts, and all those background thoughts bubble right back up to the surface. The meditation exception, a different state of awareness.
Now, you might be wondering about the exceptions. What about people who specifically train to empty their minds? Well, in states of deep meditation, people do report genuinely having no thoughts. But even then, the brain is still active. It hasn't powered down. It's just stopped producing the usual stream of chaotic thinking. It's a completely different state of awareness, not a true state of nothingness. Think of it like shifting the frequency rather than unplugging the radio.
The final verdict, always there. So your brain absolutely does not run out of thoughts. It simply changes how they appear to you. Sometimes they're loud and clear, you're focused, articulate, you are entirely in the zone. Other times they're hidden and quiet because you're overwhelmed, tired, or deeply relaxed. But the absolute crucial takeaway here is this. Whether they are booming in your ears or buried under a system stall, your thoughts are always there. So knowing that a blank mind is really just an overloaded system or a drift in focus, I want you to think back to your own life. When was the last time your mind went completely, entirely blank? What were the triggers for you? Were you under pressure? Were you just exhausted?
I really want to hear your stories on this one. Jump into the comments right now and tell me about the last time your mental system overloaded. And hey, if you enjoyed this explainer and want to keep unlocking the hidden mysteries of your mind, please hit that like button, share this with a friend who always loses their train of thought, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss out on our visual journeys into how we work. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.